Welcome to the Quick History Workshop. This is what the counter looks like that I ordered on eBay because I couldn't find one locally, and normally I would prefer to have something in my hand, but this time I didn't have a choice, and I ordered this in the very beginning of the project before I even bought anything else. Now these counters or digital position indicators, there's many different varieties, and luckily I've got this this brochure that shows me that there is codes. It becomes very complicated if you don't know, but it's very simple. I need something that rotates counterclockwise, and the numbers must ascend when I turn it counterclockwise. And then there you can see the first part of the code, DD51, is the series. Then the second, AN, stands for where the display is. Now I want the display to be on the top like that. So AN is at the top, inclined upper. AR is inclined lower. FR is the front lower, and FN front upper. So I know I want a DD51 AN, and then that must be as low as possible because I don't want the counter to start clocking right through all the digits. So that doesn't matter so much. That can be 0001 even, and then it must be clockwise, so that must be a D. So the important thing is the AN and the D, and then that number to be low, and then color doesn't matter. So with that knowledge, it was easy for me to find the correct one on eBay. And then all the dimensions are on here, so I can carry on with at that stage I could have just easily carry on with everything else and wait for this to arrive. And this is the last thing to arrive, because the postal service in our country took 2 months to deliver it to me since it entered South Africa from the United States. It took 1 week from United States to enter the border, and then 2 months later, here I have the part. Isn't that amazing? Unfortunately, I had to deliver the beater without this counter, and it's with the new owner now. And I don't have the beater with me, but I can show you exactly how this is installed. Actually, the beater has got an output shaft like this. It's just a threaded rod, and then this little spacer gets put on the output shaft. Then the counter goes in, and there's a little locating pin that you can see there, and I've modified one of these bolts so that this the hole of this will match that locating pin. This is the top bolt, Allen key countersink. It's not an Allen key anymore, I drilled it out, but this would actually be in this position, and then this slides over the shaft, and that little pin there would go into that hole there to keep it from rotating, to keep it straight. And then this just gets slid over that spacer like that. And then I've made this little part. It's just the laser cut part with the little grips, and that goes in there, and then that grip screw there gets tightened, and that actually locks the counter. It locks the counter with this part. So if you turn this part, you see the numbers turn. Okay, so now it's on 0. Now, if you crank the handle on the beater, and this is like this, and that shaft is turning around, you can see there it's turning. You notice that the counter is not rotating, it stays on 0. However, if you put another nut on this side and you tighten that nut, if you rotate the shaft, then you can see everything rotates together, and the counter is counting. Now let's say it's on 0. That would mean that is the point where the rotor of the beater is touching the bed. anything that goes into the negative is the rotor being grinding into the bed. Now, to reset the counter to 0, you'll just give some slack on the bolt here in the front, and then you can turn this independently from the shaft. So I'm turning this, but the shaft is standing still, as you can see. So the way this works is, unfortunately, these type of counters doesn't have a reset button. So this is the way you would reset it if the fins gets ground down a little bit, then it will be out. It won't be 0 anymore. Then you would crank the beater down, the rotor down until it touches the bed. Stop the machine, loosen this bolt, reset it to 0. Reset it to 0. Tighten the bolt. And then you can crank it up. And then you know how high you've cranked the beater, the rotor of the beater up. And that is a benchmark then for if you want to grind things like fabric or fibers, certain shortness, then you would know. Last time I did it on this number, on 3 or 4 or 5, and then it holds its place, as long as you don't mess with resetting it. And that way you can have consistency in the machine and know exactly how high the rotor is from the bed. So that is the counter and how it works. If you are interested to build a machine like this, you can contact me. I have plans available for building one of these. Hope you have a wonderful week. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.